Oh yeah, your favorite duo is back in action. Your favorite cousins are back in action. I am your host Cam Silver,
And I am your co-host Kyle Silver.
and welcome back to the Silver Boys podcast. Wow, wow. Let's just say that it this past weekend might have been arguably the craziest, wildest weekend that we've done so far.
Yes, like absolutely. All the things that are happening, just football alone within 4 days is absolutely absurd.
Astonishing.
Like it's absurd, man.
Okay.
I don't get it.
So let's. I'll put it to you like this. Let's start off with this. Start with college football. This will be like our appetizer.
Bad. Okay. Bad.
So we're rolling into week 2. People are still down in Colorado after we told them for the past few weeks that Colorado's nothing to play
Put
with.
some respect on their name.
Everybody's sitting there, oh, Nebraska's gonna beat them. They haven't seen a Big Ten defense before. If I'm being honest with you, Nebraska's not the Big Ten defense I want them to see.
No.
It'd be a team like Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest with ourselves.
Most definitely.
After what I seen from Nebraska, like losing to Minnesota once again in a one score loss, there was no competition to me.
There was nothing to be worried about or concerned about.
As long as Colorado got their bearings in and they figured it out, they were going to be fine.
Exactly. No, exactly. I agree 100%. And then talking about Jeff Sims, like that man, that kid, man, turnover machine.
Man,
it was like he was playing for Colorado. He was just like, here, guys, here you go. That boy was so slippery with his hands, but you got to put some respect on Shador, on Dylan Edwards, Xavier Weaver. Like those kids were going in. Shador's still looking so composed.
He from what I had read, I forgot who this is from. I feel like it's one of the guys from I think Mel Kiper Jr. or one of them. But from what I have read, he's now considered as like the number 3 quarterback and as like a draft prospect
as he should be.
Caleb Williams and Drake May, which I believe is correct. You know what I mean? He's got to fight his way up there. You know what I mean?
Because he wasn't a little bit more tape.
Yeah, he wasn't even on the what's it called? Like he wasn't even on anybody's radar, so to speak. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, for sure, he deserves to be up there.
That game when they go up against USC later on in the season, like that's when he's got to show people like, my time is now. Like,
yeah,
because I'll be honest with you, I might take him over Drake. I'm gonna take him over Drake May. It really is a coin flip between him and Caleb Williams.
Yeah, because Caleb Williams, the numbers that he's putting up right now is astonishing.
Numbers are crazy, and he's like, he's making more of like the highlight plays and like different things like that.
Correct.
But Shador, like that, it's like textbook quarterback.
Yeah.
He's a textbook quarterback. He's going through his motions. He sees what he likes. He sees what he doesn't like. I don't. He's a complete quarterback in my eyes.
He keeps the game simple. He takes whatever the defense gives him. If he can't throw the ball, he's gonna run. If he doesn't have any place to run or throw, he's just gonna throw it away.
Smart. He's very cerebral at all times.
He used to. You know who he worked out with? Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So no, he has the.
I mean, his dad is arguably one of the best corners in the entire game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Come on now. The knowledge that he's probably imparted on his son is crazy.
It's amazing. He went 31 for 42. He threw 392 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he had 1 on the ground. And then his boy Travis Hunter, who plays both offense and defense. On offense, he had 3 receptions for 73 yards. That was 3 receptions for 73
yards. 3 receptions. Yeah, that's out of this world. That's out of his world. He's definitely gonna have like games where he's gonna be the focal point of everybody's defense.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's gonna be hard to maybe get him like how Shador would like to get him going, but he'll find a way. 3 receptions, 73 yards. He'll find a way.
Oh yeah, but then also that's the beauty of it. You have so many people that will be locked in on him that it will give everybody else on the offense a chance to do what they want to do as well.
Jimmy Horn, Xavier Weaver, Dylan Edwards, like those boys will be open.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited to see them keep marching on. Also, I don't know if you've seen it, but Colorado State's coach threw some shots at Dion, and then it was funny because I seen it on Twitter, and then everybody on the comments on Twitter was like, "Oh, well, Colorado by 30."
Somebody was like, they're favored by 23.5, and that's not enough. And I agree. Yeah. I agree.
At this point,
he gonna come back in that building. He gonna say what he said against Nebraska. It's personal. It's personal.
That's like a 50-point blowout right there.
Yeah, it's personal. Come on now.
Cause come
You
on
ain't
now,
gonna
cause
let them do that.
Even Shador said it. Like, you talk about my dad. Like, come on now. Like, what do you think is really gonna happen to you?
Exactly.
I come in, I sit down, I take off my sunglasses and my hat because that's what my mom told me to do. Okay, every mom's taught them to do that, but you're not Deion Sanders.
It's not
You
even
don't
that.
have swag.
It's not even that point about. It's just it was like
It's a low blow.
It really was. Thank you. I was gonna say it was disrespectful, but I didn't want to go that far.
Yeah, no, it's a low blow.
It's a low blow.
Like, you don't have any reason to sit here and beef with Deion Sanders. Like,
you didn't have to call him out on what he's wearing.
Exactly.
Either. Talk about his coaching.
Exactly.
Talk about the things he does do good and the things that you think he doesn't do good. Come on.
That's where it's really at. That's where it's really at right there. I remember Deion saying, I think it was after the Nebraska one, he said, he's already getting recruits calling in.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you
hating
people
want to play with him, play for him.
In reality, you over here disrespecting him. You should be taking a page out of his book.
Exactly.
Let's move on. Another big game that happened over this past weekend was Alabama and Texas. Texas came in, did what they had to do. Quinn Ewers, I was very impressed with. He basically did the same thing that he did last year against Alabama, but he ended up being hurt, so that was the reason why they lost the game. But he played great, 349 yards, 3 touchdowns, and then the defense was stepped up big too. They had 5 sacks and 2 interceptions. So Texas is a team that I think going forward that a lot of people have no choice but to pay attention to. Now Texas is finally back. So to speak.
Yes. Texas football is back. They did a great job beating the number 3 ranked Alabama. Milroe, he wasn't doing that great. After making it look like he was the quarterback in like week 1, now in like week 2, that talk has regressed now.
Yeah, and it's funny. Time. And it's funny because watching the game, he was so focused on trying to make plays with his legs. He wasn't sitting and letting the play develop. So every time he'd get the ball, he would just roll out immediately instead of just sitting in a pocket waiting a couple seconds. I'm not gonna sit here and tell him, you should be a pocket quarterback, because that's not who you are. You're a running quarterback, and that's fine. But when you have plays where you have guys going down the field, you kind of have to sit there a little bit and you have to wait and let the play develop. Unless you are immediately in danger and under pressure, then you have to get out of there, obviously. But yeah, no, it's.
They're definitely going to be kicked out of the college football playoffs now, or maybe slide to 4.
Oh, they're all the way down at 10 right now. I mean, in the AP polls, but like I said, it doesn't matter until you get to November.
I know. I'm just saying.
It's not that in my opinion, this isn't really as much of a big deal, and there's a reason for it because nobody's really talking about it because you lost to another top 10 team. As long as Texas does well, and they basically do what they have to do, get into the Big 12 championship and winning the Big 12 championship. And then Alabama can also do the same thing and get into the SEC championship. You know what I mean? Then they'll be fine.
Okay.
They'll be back in it. It happens every year. Like, that's why.
You don't think there's no room for concern with Alabama?
No. As long as they do what they have to do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If Jalen Milroe is not the guy, then you have to go on to the next one. You have another 5-star quarterback back there, and you also have the Notre Dame transfer. They'll be fine. That's not, trust me, unless they lose another one, then in reality, there's really nothing to sit there and worry about as an Alabama fan.
Nick Saban will figure it out.
Yeah. He even said it. He's not worried about it either, as he shouldn't be. You're Alabama. But, all right. I think it's time for us to jump into the deep end, Kyle.
Oh, we got to go right in.
Yep, we got to go right into it. All right, so week 1 finally happened at the NFL. We have some things to talk about.
Do we have to?
Yes. Because you're a Giants fan, we'll save them on the back burner. But for all my Jets fans, trust me, I feel for you. I do. I really, really do. A torn Achilles. Trust me, when I was watching the game, I didn't think it was a torn Achilles. I thought he just tweaked his ankle. I thought he'd be right back out there. But yes, it's confirmed. A torn Achilles for Aaron Rodgers. Now you guys will be looking at Zach Wilson. People are sitting there trying to figure out, should there be another quarterback? In my opinion, I don't think so. You already diminished Zach Wilson's confidence last year by benching him in the middle of the season. So bringing in somebody else, another veteran, just to try to make up for Aaron Rodgers. Look, everybody has to be honest with themselves. Aaron Rodgers is 1-1. right?
Can't make up for Aaron
exactly.
Rodgers.
I can't make up. I can't just go and get like a Matthew Stafford and be like, oh yeah, we'll just make up for it. That's not how that works. So, in my opinion, just keep Zach Wilson and let it ride out. You know what I mean? He went 14 for 21, 140 yards. He had a touchdown. He had one interception, but the touchdown that he had was pretty big.
That touchdown was huge.
That was a big touchdown.
That touchdown was huge.
Also, Brees Hall came back off of a torn ACL. He had 10 carries and 127 yards. I didn't even think that he'd have that many yards, but I was fairly impressed. And then the defense was stellar.
Defense was out of this world.
The defense is exactly who they say they were.
Yes, absolutely.
3 interceptions, 5 sacks, caused 4 turnovers as a whole. Now, the turnovers, is that Josh Allen's fault, or is it the Jets defense?
I think you could. I give it about 70-30. 70 on the defense, 30 on Josh, simply because Josh is showing that he's turnover prone.
Oh yeah.
And as a defense, you're gonna take advantage of that at all costs. So, but with Josh, oh man.
My biggest thing,
how do you give that game away?
My biggest thing with Josh Allen is the fact that he was throwing in double coverage most of the time.
Double coverage down deep the field. You can't. You like, come on.
And the funny thing is, the safety that
James Whitehead,
bro. All he needed was 3 interceptions over the season
to get
his incentive.
The entire season, people. He needed 3 interceptions over the entire season for $250,000. The man walked out of that game week 1 with all 3 interceptions.
That's insane. There was always a dude. So every time, from what I've seen, every time that Josh Allen would try to throw the ball to Stephon Diggs, there was a guy always underneath him, and Whitehead was always over top, the safety. Josh Allen never, going back and looking at the film, Josh Allen never looked off the safety. He never looked at anybody else. He never looked at Gabe Davis. He never looked, into the flat. No, he always was just strictly straight on Stephon Diggs, as if he was the only player out there.
Exactly. That's what it looked like. That's genuinely what it looked like. And he was just like, I'm gonna just throw this in because my guy is better than your guy. Your guy ain't better than 2. Your math ain't mathing.
He threw it down there and just said, he's down there somewhere.
You can't. It's not like he's D-Hop, or he's not like he's like a big
or
Tyreek
Hill, or like a Calvin Johnson receiver, or Michael Thomas,
or at least Tyreek. He got the speed to go by that person.
Exactly.
But not Stephon, and you can't throw those type of throws.
It's also not even just the fact that Josh Allen was throwing those turnovers, but it was also the fact that still to this day is something that pisses me off. Why won't you slide when you're running? You're a big quarterback. Trust me. We all know it. We see it. You're like 6'5", 6'6", husky, and you can run. But you need to learn how to slide because those hits add up.
Yes.
That one time where he was probably 5 yards out from the first down, and he decided to try and dive. I almost lost my mind because there is no way in the world that you're gonna sit here and try to jump over 3 or 4 people and try to get a first down 5 yards out. You were nowhere near close. Where are you going? Like,
I don't know, man. I don't know, Cam. I don't know. He gotta make better decisions. It's like smarter decisions in crunch time. That's the problem.
That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. Like I understand, he's a gunslinger. He's gonna throw the ball deep. He's gonna throw it often. That's fine by me. And guess what? High risk, high reward. But also, what could happen too. Obviously, with the interceptions. But at the same time, it's in those crucial moments, like you said, in the crunch time moments when he gets down to it, you can't turn the ball over.
You can't. You just can't.
That's my biggest thing.
And then, getting back on the Aaron Rodgers things real quick, shout out to those guys, in that locker room for actually holding it down for Zach Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
Garrett Wilson, that boy was ready. He was right. He's like, I got you, Zach. Like, I got you.
Yeah, no, they trusted him. That's all it is, really.
As long as they all keep that same energy and they all really, really buy in, I think that they'll be okay.
And I think that
how many wins did they have last season?
Sure, I want to say 7.
7. Yes. because they went like 5-1 before the bye.
Mm-hmm.
If they could at least get 2 to 3 more gutsy wins out of there,
Right.
out of Zach Wilson, out of Garrett Wilson, and then you got that defense that's just improved even more than last year. You can gut out a couple more wins and actually slide by some of these teams.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
I also think that this is a great opportunity for Jack Wilson, whether he wants to still be here in New York or whether he wants to go somewhere else.
Exactly.
This is going to be a great campaign for him, and it's going to be a great opportunity for him to get to where he would to be who he wants to be.
Make your case to why you should still be in the league. It may not be with the Jets,
right?
Make your case why you should still be here. You were the number 2 overall pick.
Exactly.
Come on.
All right, let's see on the other side. Let's see in the NFC East. Let's talk about the Eagles. So the Eagles jumped out to a fast start against the Patriots, and it looked like it was gonna be a runaway. But the Eagles just could not convert. Which is going to be a problem if you're going to try to repeat what you did last season.
I completely agree with you. Completely agree.
They only touched the end zone one time. Other than that, everything else was strictly field goals.
You got to convert down in that red zone. You got to actually make plays. Give credit to the Patriots though, because they were holding them.
And they almost came back and won that game too.
They came real close.
Real close.
Real close.
If it wasn't for say maybe Mac Jones that one interception and maybe just a couple other miscues, honestly, the Patriots could have came out with that one.
Yes, I agree. I know Eagles fans is on the edge of their seat. Oof. But I am not one to talk.
All right, yeah,
I'm not one to talk
because we gotta talk about that one. All right, everybody, look, the Giants just didn't come to play Sunday night. Let's just keep it a stack. It just
hold on. No. First drive. First couple of plays.
The first drive looked good.
They was on it. They was on it, and I was like, okay, boy, like this Dallas defense ain't all that is cracked up, and then you go and
they started to figure.
It's the false start in the red zone.
As usual.
It's the fumble. It's
2 interceptions Daniel Jones threw.
How do you
block field goal?
How do you give that defense 7 sacks, 2 interceptions, pressuring the QB as much as they did?
Micah Parsons in his face.
He was everywhere.
He was in Daniel Jones's face.
And then, all the Giants' confidence just completely went after that first drive, though. It was gone. It was absolutely gone.
They had nothing.
And, to not even come back, you can't give a defense 2 scores. You can't.
No.
You lost the game. You lost the game. How do you let them come into your building and do that?
I
mean, that's all I can say. I don't know what else to say. Shouldn't have gave DJ all that money. Honestly speaking,
yeah, it kind of.
He got that money.
It looks crazy.
He got that money because of his Vikings win last season in the playoffs.
For sure.
Had he not gotten that win, they would not have paid him.
For sure, it's one of those things where it's I ain't gonna lie, I can't talk as a Steelers fan. We got pounded too, but. I mean, that was expected. We were going to get San Francisco. I can't really say much about San Francisco.
A lot of people were actually picking the Giants.
Yeah.
And, the Giants could give them problems.
Yeah, and the thing was, though, even before the game, people had valid reasons to pick the Giants. You know what I mean? They upgraded their defense. The offense looked a little better, but...
They couldn't move the ball, and then that old line got to be better.
There's a difference between a playoff contender and a Super Bowl contender, and Cowboys really showed that there's a huge difference here.
That defense is going to take them to far and wide places, man.
As long as the offense does what the offense has to do, as long as Dak Prescott doesn't turn the ball over as much, that defense will do wonders this year. They'll do wonders this year. So, I'm very interested to see if the Cowboys will do their tradition of would be great during weeks 1 through 10, and then after that,
choking the playoffs.
Yep.
We them boys, it's our year.
Oh,
then watch somebody like Brock Purdy gonna come in there and He going
tear them apart.
He gonna carve them up. He gonna carve them up, man.
Yo, Brock Purdy looks good.
Really good. Yeah, shout out to Kyle Shanahan in that offense. The scheming is crazy.
Yo, he looks really good. I was impressed.
What C-Mac did off of that spin.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. To the house. I can't lie. I can't lie. I was watching the game. I was like, man.
You got to give this boy some respect, man.
I'm happy I got him on my fantasy team. Like, man.
But now you look at somebody like him versus Saquon, and you're like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Now you
understand the gap.
You understand that where that gap is coming from.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why he's considered, the number one guy.
Exactly.
But the NBA. So now the NBA has been they've been pissed off about the whole load management. If you are a fan and you've been to a game where the player that you really wanted to see was not playing, which has happened to me before, you'd be pretty pissed off that your favorite player or the star that you wanted to see is not playing. So now the NBA is implementing this new policy called the Player Participation Policy, PPP, and basically it just states, rest no more than one star player. For those who don't know what a star player is, if you have made the All-Star or made all NBA selection over the past 3 seasons, that means that you are technically a star player. Another one is make star players available for nationally televised games and in-season tournament games. Balance the number of one-game rest absences a star player occurs in home games versus road games, with the recommendation that a player more often sit out at home. Refrain from any long-term shutdown when a star stops participating in games or appears in only materially reduced role that could affect the integrity of the game. Have any healthy players resting for a game present invisible to fans. So yeah, basically just like cutting out the nonsense of load management.
Yeah, I mean we've seen that with the new CBA, how to get
the 65
to your Supermax or not Supermax. I'm sorry, to be a MVP contender, you got to play 65 games. We've seen this coming down the pipeline already.
Right. Yeah.
Which I'm happy. Honestly, I'm happy because now you're holding them accountable. Yeah. You're holding them accountable. I understand if you get injured, but load management.
Yeah, and then the people that are trying to defend load management, it's there's no true science behind the injuries and stuff like that. You know what I mean? In my opinion, the science behind the injuries is just the fact that the game is being played at an up and down pace.
It's a faster pace.
That's all it is, really. And
get your wind up, boy.
Yeah,
come on.
Your body's just trying to accumulate all that. It's tough to do. So that's the only reason why I would say that there would be injuries. But other than that, yeah, you basically
all the technology that we got now, though. Come on, we could do better.
You have to. You basically have to play 82 games. It's the 82. You know what I mean? This is what you sign up for. Your contract says you have to play healthy. Or, you know what I mean? Unless you're not healthy.
I ain't even saying 82, but at least give me north of 65 at least.
If you're healthy, you know what I mean. If you're constantly healthy,
exactly.
Yes, for sure. You know what I mean. But there is exceptions. So say for example, a LeBron James or KD or other players that are going to be 35 at the start of the season, or have logged over 34,000 career minutes, or played over 1,000 games. They will fall into the category of back-to-backs. They might get exempt from certain back-to-backs and stuff like that. That you understand. But other than that, yeah, you have to play. And then also there will be a fine system as well. So first violation is $100,000. Second is $250,000, and third and beyond is $1 million per violation.
That's all aimed at the Clippers. That's all aimed at the Clippers. Come on now. Let's be honest here. Come on. It was right there.
Yeah.
For them.
Basically, yeah.
It's not like we looking at Sacramento and De'Aaron Fox. Why don't he play? It's not like we looking at Steph. Why don't Steph will play as long as he's not injured.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah. No,
LeBron too.
Yeah.
Even as he's getting older.
Oh yeah. But like I said, he falls into that category now.
Which is great for him, actually.
Yeah.
That's great for him. Guys like him and KD, they could at least prolong, their runs deeper into the playoffs and actually be okay,
Right.
and not like overwork themselves too much in the beginning and then come back later on as you log all those minutes as you get older.
But the good thing about those two is that in reality they kind of never really have a problem with playing.
Never.
That's always been like the cool thing to me about them is that they never care to like really sit out. If they're gonna, you know what I mean, if they have a chance to play and fight for a playoff spot or whatever and get their team in a better position, they're gonna play. So but yes, no, you're right. That was strictly aimed at the Clippers. They were basically sending warning shots now at this point, saying that you better get your act together or else. But
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it, to be quite honest with you. I'm not mad at it.
I love it.
Hold them accountable just a little bit. A little bit.
And one of the things that Adam Silver said, that this was ultimately about the fans.
Yes.
Which it is. It's about the fans and your partners. You know what I mean? You know, you got those logos on your patch now. You got those logos on your patch now where, you're not only obligated to the fans, but you're also obligated to your partners who spend, money sponsoring the NBA as well. So you just basically everybody just wants top dollar for their product. That's all it is.
That's all it's about. Hey, you gotta get a return on your investment, brother.
And yes, indeed. But that will be our show for today. So happy that we are here with you guys. So happy that you guys listening. Hey, watch more football. Learn more about the game, just like we are. It's gonna be a long season.
Come tune in with us. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be a long season for my Giants fans out there. Don't worry, I know better days are coming. For my Jets fans out there, just hold on. Something's coming. I don't know what it is, but something will be coming. Yes. All right, now, for yours truly, I'm Ken Silver.
I'm Kyle Silver.
And that's the Silver Boys Podcast.
Thank you.